Well, good afternoon and welcome to Melbourne for today's big boxing AFL footy announcement. My name's Ben Damon from Main Event Television. An absolute pleasure to be announcing today that the All-Stars Boxing Footy Fight Night is going to take place on Wednesday the 3rd of August at Melbourne's Margaret Court Arena. You can see it live on Main Event via Foxtel and KO, and I can tell you some of the fights as well. We've got some of the boys here. Brownlow medalists Dane, Swan and Adam Cooney are going to fight on the night, and Carlton Colt figure and dual Coleman medalist Brendan Fevola will fight against three-time premiership player Cameron Mooney. We can also confirm today that Stephen Milne will face Brent Harvey on fight night, so it is a stacked card with plenty coming up, and you can see it of course all on Main Event via Foxtel or KO, or live at the event itself at Melbourne's Margaret Court Arena. It takes place on Wednesday the 3rd of August. I want to acknowledge as well that the Australian boxing community's come out in force today. We have former world champion Barry Michael joining us here today. We've got a future world champion in Michael Zarafa as well, and former IBO champ Will Tomlinson is here as well. They'll be training some of the boys through this process, and we can't wait to see them get in the ring and see exactly what they've got for us. We've done this in the NRL previously, but now it is the AFL's turn, and it is all thanks to dynamic marketing and events, and the boss there is Nick Livermore, who joins me here today. Nick, you've done this before, as I mentioned, with rugby league players. How difficult was the process of getting the Aussie Rules boys to have a go?
Well, I think here we've got four big names, and credit to the guys for stepping up. As you said, the rugby league boys have done it before, and on Wednesday, August 3 at Margaret Court Arena, this is the first time we're going to see an all AFL fight card. So it's a credit to these four gentlemen for taking the challenge, and as they say, the boxing ring is one of the loneliest places to be, and of course they've all been professional athletes on the field, but when you're in the ring there's no one to kick the ball to, and the other guy in the ring with you's got the same outcome. So it's a credit to these four gents who've already signed and leading the charge, and we've seen what they can do on the field, and we're about to see what they can do in the boxing ring. So Wednesday, August 3 at Margaret Court, it's going to be an AFL first, and we'll have a stacked card where we've got 12 guys stepping up to the challenge, and we've got a few spots yet to fill, so we'll see who else comes. Yeah,
no doubt plenty of the community will see these fellas here today. You'd be expecting potentially some phone calls a bit later on if others wanted to jump in?
Well, we had the same, as you said, with the rugby league guys. They've known to step into the ring, and I don't think it's been typical for AFL players to take the challenge, and I think that's credit where credit's due. Chatting to Brendan's in some of the best shape he's been in since his playing days, and lost 10 kilos and in the ring, and I think that's the beauty about boxing, is it's not only a physical sport, it's a mental challenge, and I think that's what we'll see on August 3 at Margaret Court. You'll see guys with their pride on the line, pushing themselves not only physically but mentally, and when your opponent's got the same outcomes, there's only one victor.
What are you expecting on the night? You've had to talk to these boys, negotiate with some of them to get them there. Who do you think's keen, and who's here maybe just hanging around?
Well, we'll work that out as we go, but look, credit where credit's due. Anyone that's ever donned on a glove, we've got Michael here who's competed at a world title. It's only once you've stepped into the ring that you know that challenge, and there is no one that's going to help you. You've got a team beside you outside the ring, but I think from an AFL fan's perspective, particularly here in Melbourne, whether you have a team that you support, you want to see your fighter get through or maybe get dropped, it becomes a real mental game. So credit where credit's due so far. The boys have started their training programs, weights being lost, mental discipline's kicking in, and I think there's 8 weeks to go tomorrow, so let's see what happens.
And tell us about the tickets for those who can get there on the 3rd of August to Margaret Court.
Starts at $59 at Margaret Court Arena. It will be a pay-per-view on Main Event and KO for $49.95. So encourage anyone that loves their AFL and pro boxing. We'll have some great undercards on the night. Get down and see 6 AFL fight night action, as well as some pro fights. Otherwise, get on KO and Main Event and watch it at home.
Okay, let's talk to some of the players who are now going to become boxers on this night, on the 3rd of August. And as I mentioned, we've got Dane Swan against Adam Cooney, Brendan Fevola against Cameron Mooney. They're the fights that we have with us here today. I'll start with Dane Swan. What convinced you that this was the right thing to do at this stage?
I'm still not sure I'm convinced, but but I'm here, so well, why not? It would be a good challenge. I did enjoy the boxing training that when I was playing footy. Doesn't mean I was any good at it, but I did enjoy it. It's incredibly hard. I don't know how you know, like Michael and stuff do it as a full-time gig. It's incredibly painful, but yeah, why not? I've always said I'd give anything a go once, so this will probably be the one fight I have. You
do have a relationship with Michael Zarafa, who you just mentioned. Are you expecting some help from him, someone who's been there and done that?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, that'd be nice. Any help from anyone I can get would be good. You know, as I said, I've had 4 fights and 4 knockouts, so I'm actually due to get a win. So, yeah, so it'll be good. But, just looking forward to it. It'll be fun. The training will be nice to try and lose a little bit of weight and keep me in some decent shape. And, yeah, just looking forward to having a bit of fun and seeing how I go inside a ring.
How do you think your opponent goes? And did you have to be convinced that he was the right guy?
Well, hopefully not as good as me. That's obviously how I hope, but I'm not sure. Hopefully, well, to be honest, I hope we're both relatively around the same class, so at least we can put on a decent show for everyone who turns up. So hopefully we have a bit of back and forth and both get punched a couple of times and give a couple out, and then one of us hopefully wins, and you know, I'm sure we'll have a fair bit of fun. Exactly, immediately after the fight, and we'll have a few beers and talk about how tough we were.
Adam, Cooney, how are you feeling now that you're here and it's becoming real and you're going to have to fight this bloke?
Well, a little bit with Swanee. I was pretty pumped at first to sign the contract, and then started my training camp and realised how hard it was. Obviously, you do a little bit of boxing as footy players, but you're already super fit. There's not a lot of sparring that goes on, so it's a completely different ball game when you've been. I've probably got myself into a few bad habits, lazy, unfit. So I'm under no illusions that I've got a lot of work to do to get myself up to that level of fitness to fight Swanee in 8 weeks' time. But it's probably the challenge that I needed, I think. Probably similar to Fev. We've been cruising a little bit and eating and drinking a bit too much. So it's a great challenge over the next few weeks to get fit. I know Fev's lost about 10 kilos, but what, do you got 10 more to go?
Yeah. Yep.
And we'll talk to Brendan in just a moment, but what's the process for you? What have you got planned over the period between now and your fight?
Well, I started training with Will Tomlinson last week down at Wildfighter Gym in Geelong, so he's been a massive help to me so far. I think he understands that I've got a bit of work to do as well. So we're working pretty hard. I've got a training camp set up in Bali next week as well, so I'll fly over there and do some boxing in Bali.
Yeah, the traditional place for boxing training camps.
Yep.
What are you expecting on the night when you get in there? What do you think it's going to feel like, and how do you think the fight will go?
Well, hopefully it goes at least a couple of rounds. That'd be nice. The nerves will be there. Hopefully there's a packed house and screaming fans, and be a bit like walking out when you play footy, except you're going to get punched in the face probably 20 or 30 times. So I'm looking forward to that challenge. I've never been in a fight in my life, so it's sort of one of those things that you have to tick off, and if I get in the ring and go okay, then hopefully I'll make the family and fans proud.
Very good. Great to have you here, and we do have another pairing as well in Brendan Fevola and Cameron Mooney. I'll start with you, Brendan, and it's now been well mentioned. You've dropped a fair bit of weight in preparation. Have you been working hard in this process, or did that just naturally fall off?
Yeah, no, I've been working pretty hard. I was about 100, nearly 128 about 3 weeks ago, and I'm down to about 116 and a half. So I've been eating really well. That's been the main thing. I've got a kitchen now, so I haven't been having Uber Eats for the last 4 months for 5 meals a day. But the training's really hard. I'm under no illusion. I can't fight. And obviously Cam is in pretty good nick. He walked in with his top off. I've got a bit of a fat gut, but I know I can't fight, but I'm going to go in there and, you don't want to disrespect the boxing sport, and I want to make sure I look good when I hit the canvas, because I can't go, but I don't want to embarrass boxing, and I want to go out there and try, work my craft and try learn on the job. I've been training with Dane, and it's bloody hard. I'm coming from zero fitness, so I've done absolutely no training in 13 years since I retired. So I'm gassed, but I'm working up my fitness, and hopefully I can last the 6 minutes, and if not, Cam will knock me out, but that's okay. I just want to make sure if I go out there looking fat and hit the canvas, it's embarrassing, but if I look good when I hit the canvas, at least I've got something to go by. But, it's really hard. Boxing, you've got to credit all the boxers. The fitness is incredible. You think 2 minutes is pretty quick, but it feels like 2 hours when you go and when I was sparring with Dane. I'm pretty much the punching bag, and his glove just keeps hitting my head. But I'm learning how to move a little bit. I'm pretty excited. I'm not worried about getting hit. He can hit me as much as he wants, but I'll keep coming, and hopefully I can get there to the end.
It's incredible confidence you're showing today.
I'm under no illusion, but I might come out. I've got 8 weeks, so
Yeah.
if I can see the Nick that Cam's in, and I'll be starting at a $11 underdog, and he'll be $1 favourite. But load up on me, and we'll cash in. But gamble responsibly.
Can I load up when you said it?
It was a bold move when you entered that he was without his shirt.
I know. Jeez, I nearly ran. But, I'm looking forward to it. Obviously, the nerves will be there. And, I've gone to watch boxing fights, and, I can't believe the guts that people get to go into the ring. And there's nowhere to run. There's nowhere to hide. I reckon I'd go all right in the street. But in the ring, it's a little bit different because, it's all about technique and movement and skill. And boxers have an amazing amount of skill. So if I can hone some of that in and bring it to my boxing game, hopefully I can put on a good show. And we put a show on the ground. So hopefully in the ring we can put on a good show.
And you do have an association with boxing. You've been around Jeff Fennick amongst others. So it's obviously a sport that you do admire.
Yeah, I do. And I've been around Chock a fair bit when he was in his fighting days, and to watch the way they train and the way they go about it is unbelievable. And Jeff's a good mate of mine, and pity he's in Sydney. He probably could have started training me, but he's a great man, and it's an amazing sport. You don't appreciate, people sitting at home, you don't appreciate the fitness that goes into actual boxing. And I trained footy for 13 years, and we just finished a sparring session before, and I don't think I've ever been exhausted as much as I was, an hour ago after doing a 6 minute fight. It's just a different level, and I've just got to work my way into it, and hopefully we can put on a good show.
Thank you very much, Brendan Fevola. Cam Mooney, you must be very confident now after hearing.
Is this the old rope-a-dope? Don't worry about that. People will be fine. No, look, before I start, I want to thank Will Tomlinson also with Coons, who's training us down in Geelong. Went there last night and had a bit of a spar with him, and it was fantastic. And see Brad Johnson in the crowd. I thought Jono might have been coming in for a bit of a... Might have been on the undercard as well. But no, look, it's exciting. Like Swanee said, this is something that I did a lot during the footy career, a lot of training, a lot of mitt work, a few sparring and all that kind of stuff. So it's something that I've always probably wanted to try out. Not sure at nearly 43 years of age it's the right time to try it out. But look, to get in there with Fev, it's going to be a lot of fun. We've known each other for a long time, and I'm sure we'll put on a decent show.
You're obviously in very good condition, though. Have you been working for this, or you just naturally stay in great shape?
Well, thank you very much, bro. But no, it's
You say that about us.
Look, I've always tried to keep fit, and that's just with footy. It's one of those things. But no, as far as boxing fit, I think Will nod when I say this that I'm probably a little bit off at the moment. See him nodding over there at the moment. So look, we've got 8 weeks to get to work and try and get a little bit of fitness up, and it's a tough thing too, as the boys say. We're putting our reputations on the line, we're putting our egos on the line. This is something that none of us have really done, to step inside a ring. As Nick was saying, it's you can either walk out or you get carried out. So it's one of those things it's quite daunting. It's very nervous. But it's something that I've always wanted to have a go at, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, do you expect that those nerves will build? Because when you get closer and you know that you could potentially be embarrassed in a fight like this, and your ego is on the line, are you expecting it's going to be a tough one?
Yeah, it will be. And I think, again, this is it's going to come down to the training over the next 8 weeks, and it depends how confident you get to go into the ring. But again, I mean, it's a couple of minute rounds. I'm sure we're not going to sit there and belt the hell out of each other. I'm sure we'll try, but I think... couple of rounds, I think we might be hugging by the end of it. I think we'll be all cooked. But look, we're just looking forward to just maybe putting on a show and seeing how we go.
And it's good you've got in his head by turning up with no shirt on today.
Definitely. I won't eat for a week.
Well, I thought that was part of the gig. So.
Any message to any other former players who might be considering jumping on the card? You've started the process and now it's real for you. Do you think others will be enticed to do so?
I think if anyone's got any interest in boxing, as Fev said, this is something that we all enjoyed watching. We all enjoyed doing as training. And again, we don't want to disrespect the sport because we do enjoy it. But I say to any player that wants to get out there and have a crack at it, please do. Put your reputation on the line, put your ego on the line, and I'm sure you'll come away feeling a lot better about yourself.
And you did mention Brad Johnson from Fox Footy's just joined us. Do you want to come over and maybe just say a couple of words to the boys about this process with Fox Footy getting right
Brad.
behind it?
Come over.
Has Jono ever been in? Have you ever been in the ring?
Brad, he has.
Okay. So he says he's going to call out the winner of the fights, and we'll potentially do that in the next one. Thanks so much for the support of Fox Footy, and thank you to all of you boys for jumping in the ring. We're really looking forward to this event. To mention again, it's All Stars Boxing Footy Fight Night. It's Wednesday the 3rd of August at Melbourne's Margaret Court Arena. You can see it live on Main Event Television via Foxtel or KO. I'm Ben Dane. Look forward to seeing you at the fights.